everybody, and welcome to another Bitcoin market analysis. Today, Friday, the last one for this week. Tomorrow, stream, my live stream, and Sunday, I will take, I think, an hour or something with Roman. He invited me to his stream, and I look forward to talk about the, well, current market conditions, but as well, I think about the metrics and what could happen next. So, yeah, let us take a look to the market and what's happening. As you, I guess, I have tweeted about that. As you noticed, I just flipped a little bit to bullish, and we will take a look afterwards to the option trades because I have noticed some short-term options hitting 33k, 34k, puts 35k. And usually when I see short-term such kind, I mean, I'm still bearish. The whole market condition is bearish. We have seen the CPI today. And yeah, I mean, all the crap is still on the table. We still have a supply chain crisis. We have war. We have, well, the monetary policy. Even the European Central Bank decided now just to rise their interest rates. And yeah, it's not going to end well, all the whole thing, because they, in my opinion, and that's my personal opinion, they just reacted too late to the situation. And well, I really don't know, and I don't think actually that's going to end well, to be honest. So at the moment, however, historically we know and that every time before we shifted to a recession, and that's something, it's also still on the table, we had a big exit rally. This time it's different. It's really a different story to other mm, recessions, or at least transition. Let us tell just the transition to a recession, because we printed much more money, and all that money, and we are talking about trillions and trillions, are still in the market. And just, well, I don't think that banks and institutionals are going to pay the bills, so usually they will create another formal bull run, maybe not the biggest, but very aggressive, and try to, yeah, to trigger your emotions and to let you jump in. And they will dump into you, and they will. That's what happened time after time, and to be honest, I don't think that's going to be different. So it seems just because of Pelosi's last trade, I mean, Pelosi is one person, right? But it seems she has, or he has, because it was her husband, insider information. And in my opinion, that matches very well. That's a process. That's not going to happen everything in 1 week and 1 month. That takes a little bit. No, the inflation is going to rise even more, and it will rise. Nothing essentially will change, because also that is a process. They took too long just to bring some actions on the table, and well, that's what's going to happen in my opinion. On the other side, that means that we will see a little rally, and what we have seen today, that will go forward with DXY, so the US dollar index. Um, I have said 2 weeks ago we will see 105, while many were just laughing at me and saying it's not going to happen, it will go down. No, just because of the whole situation, it doesn't make sense. However, 105 would be a nice retest. If we break, and I think we could break, we can see 108. I think this gap between 105 and 108 could be a really big challenge for crypto in general, but for equities as well. So yeah, let us talk about weights ratio and what's happening at the moment. We still have those two weights ratio dumps. In my opinion, they didn't play out yet. It's usually we should see something and a lift up or something. It's not happening. Instead, we were in downside or downward trend, and so I was a little bit expecting that the CPI is not going to be bullish, but they surprised me in the past. They said it's priced in, and they lifted up. Now they say we are shocked, and I say, why? Why are you shocked? It's impossible to be shocked. Nothing changed since then. So they know that takes months to see any impact of the whole monetary policy to the inflation rates, for example. So it's just what they tell to the media or what they share and spread by media. It's always a different story to what they talk to each other between banks, institutionals, and their offices, and so on and so forth. So we will see, in my opinion. We are not done. We will go up a little bit, and then we will dump even harder when some of you just flipped again to bullish. And yeah, then we will go up, maybe initiate this exit rally. Many more will flip again to bullish, and then we will see next year somewhere uh, a big crash, in my opinion. Or at least it's not going to be a crash. It's not just a big nuke and that's it. Also, that it's a process. That's like a roller coaster. You will never see a 90 degrees angle. So, yeah, it will go up a little bit, but more down. Go up a little bit and go more down. And that's what we will see in the future, in my opinion. So, let us take a look here. The wealth ratio, the 1 hour time frame was declining and it's lifting up, but not that big anymore. So we see it maintains right now less than 90. It's at 88, still too high, of course, but it's, well, I mean, compared to the whole situation, it matches very well to Bitcoin's market price at the moment. It didn't react. I mean, SPY really nuked, Bitcoin didn't. And I was expecting that just because I didn't detect any big move by the market maker. And usually he was the main driver of nukes. He didn't react. I didn't detect any big fund flow, but we will check all the data together. So the stablecoin supply in general was declining, lifted up a little bit, and the stablecoin reserves on exchanges exactly the same. So it seems they just minted some and sent to the exchanges. That's something we don't know exactly. I mean, that doesn't look very organic. So usually when I see that, it's, in my opinion, the exchange that's refilling their um, stablecoin reserves because they are expecting some big moves, sell off, or the next bull run, and many people will buy, for example. So usually in the current market conditions, I wouldn't expect that they are refilling their stablecoin reserves just because they are expecting a huge demand at the moment. Not yet. If we take a look to the wealth ratio daily, the 30 days moving average, as you see, it's declining even more. So the preparation is done, and as mentioned before, it takes usually some days before it will have some effect. I mean, I'm short-term bullish and I'm longing, but usually we will see what the weekend is going to bring. I mean, if I see these guys are starting to send bitcoins to the exchanges, if I see that some entities are generating bigger fund flows, also related to OTCs, then I will flip. But at the moment, I would say that's the preparation for next week. I think next week is going to be a big challenge, not only for the stock market. So let us see what's going on. I can imagine that we will go lift up maybe this weekend and maybe the beginning of next week as well, and afterwards it will flip again. Well, as mentioned, I show you what happened today, and to be honest, the last hour, 1,600 Bitcoin. I didn't notice them. Sometimes I'm zooming in and checking if more is coming in. 600 Bitcoin. You see what happened afterwards. They started to sell, and we received here stablecoin. Afterwards, we lifted up. So that's what they are doing, but maintaining a very interesting level. It's not nuking. It's not like we have seen in the past month, for example, after the CPI, after some ECC announcements where we just went straight down. It's not happening at the moment. So I'm at the moment really chilling because of that. So of course, some outflows. Let us take a look. We received in the last 2 hours almost 3,000 Bitcoin. So it's lifting up. If you compare, we had that was actually yesterday. Let me take a look. Yeah, today that's actually the biggest one. 1,600 Bitcoin we received here. We received this night 100 million in stablecoin. It seems that was a preparation for what's coming. Maybe they were expecting something like bad um, data from CPI, and at the same time we notice a rising inflows, but really tiny. I mean, 700 Bitcoin here, 900 Bitcoin here, and 500 Bitcoin here. Now it's rising a little bit more. I mean, 1,600, it's okay. That's really something that has an impact to the market, of course, and another 1,200. So we need to see because we received a lot of stablecoins also in the last since yesterday. And for example, here 200 million and here another 170 million. And I don't think they spent all that money already. And we need to see really what's going to happen next. So let us take a look to the future market. So the funding rate was actually a little bit indicating what could happen next, right? And it was declining, indicating more demand for shorts than for longs. And at the same time, let me check because it's always the same. The stable coin net flow shows for today, I would say neutral because that was here minus 35 million, minus 50 million, and here, oh well, 25 million. Yeah, a little bit more green. So we received a little bit more stable coins related to futures than outflows. But also here, I mean, that's nothing. It's so quiet, really so quiet. I'm noticing a lot of stablecoin outflows from Binance, for example. So they are selling. They are selling. They are still selling. That's a process. That's what I said. That's not going to happen everything in 1 month. They mm, introduced a lot of capital to the markets. If they want to take all this money out, it takes time. And that's how it works. They can't just withdraw everything at once, otherwise we would crash to almost zero. And and they need demand. They need people that they buy. We will see the entities later on. I mean, retailers are buying like hell. They are buying like, I don't know. They are waiting for a market crash tomorrow. And they need that. They need exactly that kind of demand. And they will try to attract companies, to attract, I don't know, airlines to accept Bitcoin and maybe to have a small reserve. Um, yeah, just to generate some demand, and that's what they need exactly to the stock markets, and that's why we historically we have such kind of exit rallies before we go to a really yeah flat volume episode of the markets, that the bear markets and recession. So, but you see, just low, really, really low. I mean, 1,200 bitcoins inflows to derivative exchanges, while 1,000 outflow. The net flow is just few hundred. That's we had here even a net flow of minus 950 bitcoin, 30 bitcoin net flow, 800. That's nothing. I mean, we had here 9,000, we had here 4,000. It's yeah, the volume, even the volume for transactions declined a lot. But miners still chilling, and that's something that's not that bad. So if we take a look, for example, here, well, I don't know. Let us. I will finish that maybe before the open interest. It's lifting up. Okay, it's lifting up while it seems the funding rate it's lifting up as well, and the leverage ratio. Of course, it makes sense from here to long with high leverage. It makes sense because it makes your liquidation maybe that it hurts less. I don't know, but yeah, I don't know. It's just crazy how some people are just trading with high leverage right now. I would never. I mean, right now I'm trading with 10, maximum 13, and that's it. Well, that's crazy. Longs 1.8 billion versus only 700 million. I mean, 72% of futures on Binance are longs. That's really crazy. But also on Ethereum, right? 800 million versus 300. 73%, 72%. Well, Bitfinex. But even here, 86%. What the hell? On BitMEX, always, I don't know, the people there are much more realistic, it seems. I mean, I'm longing, I know, but yeah, we will see. I mean, let us take a look here to FTX and Binance. I don't think I'm going to check Bitfinex as well this time. That's really crazy. It's really crazy. I mean, that's really crazy. We are talking, yeah, that's how it works. I mean, for them, it's not going to be really a big challenge to convince people to buy again their dip, you know? Because people are constantly very bullish. Constantly. It's really crazy. Really crazy. That's FTX. Let us take a look to Binance. looks a little bit better, but yeah, I mean, just a little bit, right? So we have late shorts, it seems, a lot, and relatively high leverage. And yeah, I mean, if we want to neutralize, to clean up the whole market from longs, yeah, I don't know. In my opinion, that's not going to happen now, to be honest. I think we will see mid to low 20s. I think that would be very healthy for the market, to be honest. But I don't think that's going to happen now. Absolutely not. So let us take a look to the options. So, well, I mean, that changed a little bit. We see that it seems the 30K wall reduced. It was at +1 and -1. Now the call side, it's indicating just 0.5 and the puts -0.8. Both declined, puts a little bit less, calls more. And I would say they shifted more up, but I'm not really sure, even to 31. 32 and 30 maintains being the resistance right now. We are below 30K, so it's not going to be that easy just to break the 30K because we are, yeah, just below. We have a support at 28 and we have another support at 25. And yeah, our GAX is in the middle, so nothing. It's not showing any trend, bullish or bearish or something. So let us take a look to statistics. I was checking that today. Bear put spread 1,630. Wow, that's big. Okay, that wasn't before. Of course, we need to see if I go to notional, it's I guess not that big, but premium, yeah, 53 million, 51 here. Okay, not that big, but bearish. I mean, that's the problem sometimes, of course, with option trading. These guys are also just traders, right? So they see the price is going down and they want to buy more puts short term to make the quick money. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. And that's why I'm checking always a little bit more information. I want to see not the notional, but the premium. If I see these guys are paying really, I'm not talking about $5,000 or 20,000. If someone is going to spend $300,000 just because he know the price is going down to 25K, then that's a solid indicator. If he is spending 5,000 but refinancing it with the sold instrument, I don't care. Not that big. So we see this week was really bullish. All right, so 34K for June, 33K for June, 32K for June, put put 30K for June, end of June. That's another thing we need to see here. So 25K for June, and so on and so forth. So in my opinion, the bullish part of all these option strategies should play out really in short term because I think that we will see end of June and the beginning of July, yeah, a big drop. We need to see, but I guess they will try to go up a little bit to bring a little bit more bullish sentiment to the market. So let us check. We have wow. Yes, wow. I would like to see. Okay, we today it looks great. I would like to see the long straddle bear put spread, reverse put calendar, custom strategy, reverse put calendar. We need to see short risk reversal. Okay. So let us take a look here. We start with a long straddle. Buy, buy, buy. Okay, all these indicating volatility. Also something I'm expecting. I was expecting it today, but they surprised me. It's not really volatile what we are seeing. It was more volatile last night, to be honest. They triggered my stop loss. I was really pissed because of that today. Because it was so absolutely not necessary. It was just for nothing, stop loss hunting. They dropped to 29.5 from 30,100, and then they lifted up just a few hours later to 30,400 almost. So just, well, no comments to that. And I didn't see any inflows, anything before I went to bed, and even afterwards, nothing happened. So, well, I don't make any comment about that. Otherwise, some exchanges could be very angry with me. So yeah, that's volatility expectations. It matches very well to my scenario. Let us take a look here to the bear put spread. What we have here, something big, please. Yeah, for example, something like that here. So I don't know why, but they are expecting for the next few weeks to have, even if they are bearish, they are adjusting their expectations. He is spending much more money. I mean, $130,000 for this month, put 35K. He is just saying we will maintain a price below 35K. And he did that here, he did that here. Yeah, and that's it, right? So he spent almost $200,000 with that. Here, I mean, and July, I don't know, but July is so extremely bearish. That's really wow, you know? I mean, from 20 to 22, and it's not big. It's really not big. He's spending much more, well, much more, but a little bit more premium on it, and that's yeah, low volume. I don't care anymore. So, but this 35K put, for example, it's very interesting. Let's see if something came in. No, he is here doing it even more. Sold 15K, 20K, 20K, both 29.5 for next week instead of 28. Yeah, but it seems end of the month something is going to happen. At least they are expecting something. Bear put spread. What's the next one? Bear put. The next reverse put calendar. Well, that's usually also here, for example. That's so. What the hell? Okay, poor guy. That wasn't that wasn't really the best trade, I would say. It happened yesterday night. He was expecting it. He had a very good trade, in my opinion. I don't know if that's related to another strategy, but he sold his 34K put for June 17th, and he was expecting a pump within, I don't know, the next 12 hours. I mean, put 34, but I don't know if that makes sense. I'm not an expert, but I wouldn't say that makes sense. While here, he, for example, also shifting from July 1st expiry to the June 24th expiry. Oh, okay, that's low volume. Nobody cares. What the hell? I don't get this guy here. I mean, we are talking about really big volume. Something. It seems were expecting something, or it's really also here 35. He spent almost 150. Wow, 600, $700,000. I guess we need to see if that appears somewhere else. Custom strategy. Let us take a look. Maybe there. 10th. Okay. Low, 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 low. Okay, that's starting to be interesting. Okay, December. I don't care about December. That's low. That's low. That's low. Low. Oh, what's that? Jesus. Oh my God. Low, 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 low. Well, he bought here 30k calls, 40, puts 30k, calls 31. That's like, I want to say that the market price will go between 0 and $70,000 in the next 3 months. What the hell? Put, he spent, yeah, of course, 0. $90,000 puts 40k? Hey, bro, if that's you and you're watching my analysis right now, just drop me a line if you need something that helps you all. That's crazy. Put 36k for end of June. What the hell? He spent $23? Is he kidding me? $9 and 28k puts? What a mess. Really, what a mess. Short straddle. Sold, 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 sold. Everything sold. Okay, they closed. Short straddle. Short risk reversal. What we see here. Also interesting, but it's for September and that's here low volume, so also nothing. Okay, little summary what we have seen here. We have some bullish options and they are hitting or indicating they're expecting a price in mid 30s, 33, 34, 35. Even those high volume puts with put 35, for example, it's indicating they're expecting that the price is going to rise again, but it's not going to be a rally like 38, 40, 42 or something. Much more, if we will zoom out, it will look like a big dead cat bounce, something like. It would match very well to my scenario, to be honest, to my current scenario. Okay, let us maybe take a look here to the option flows. Of course, in the last 24 hours, that's notional. We don't have premium here, okay. 34 for mid of June. I mean, that's next week, 34 call, 28.5 put for tomorrow. Mm. Also for next week, 26, 27. And who closed here? Put by blocked. Okay, they blocked. Put sell. Let's just take a look to the activity, what's happening there. Open interest, BTC in premium, please. Yeah, a lot more, really a lot more puts. A lot more puts. It looks crazy. Let us take a look to the June 24th expiry. Yeah, 70 million, 60 million. I mean, same, okay, puts there, but 40k puts and 35k. I think this puts are old, and 30k puts, yeah, not really useful for June, for the coming expiry, the big one, to be honest. Wow. Yeah, no, nothing big, nothing big. So what I have detected today, it's still on the table. They are expecting to lift up, and that's a little bit why I also just flipped, not only because I didn't notice something related to the market maker or any fund flow as explained just before, but also the option trading. It doesn't look that bearish, to be honest. I would expect more puts 25, 26, 27, even strategies, for example. No. Let us take a look to the other data now. So, what we can see is that while the aggregated CBD spot and even the Bitcoin margin contracts, future market contracts, they are shorting a lot, they are selling a lot. FTX is buying, they maintain their positive. If we zoom out to 30 minutes, we can see that it's just insane what FTX is doing there. And since here, even lifting up and buying more, 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 more. So also something that would match to that 34, 35 distribute there, and we will have enough ammo to unload because they are buying at 30, 29, something there, lift up to 35 or 34, and then nuke, 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 very aggressive. That will be possible, absolutely. And very smart if they do that, because that's something I'm still missing. I'm still missing this. We want to generate fear so that you will sell in panic. That's not happening. Even today, it's not happening. They are absorbing, they're buying. Everything looks very strong. Not like in the last few weeks where I said, ooh, Bitcoin looks extremely weak at the moment. At the moment, it really doesn't look that weak anymore. It's holding this area of 29, and they are playing. They have the whole market in their hands. If they want a fake rally like the market maker did before, no problem. We will do that. Afterwards, we nuke it. And just another day, the day after, we will do exactly the same. And that's what they do. For me, it looks like more redistribution. And FTX, well, I don't know, could be an institutional that's just buying to go up and nuke there. We will see. But what I see here, I don't know. It's so doesn't make really sense to me. Even here, for example, I mean, they are shorting even the way up, you know? It's really hardcore. No, sorry, that was the CBD spot. No, they are selling, you know, all the time, selling, 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 selling. That's the aggregated spot. So even also Binance, let us take a look, for example, also here to 30 minutes. We are talking here about the BTC USDT Binance spot pair. What's happening here, for example, and you see what they are doing. I mean, don't tell me these guys are buying. They are not. They are not buying. Not yet, at least. I mean, of course, if you sell, you need to have a counterpart, otherwise you can't sell. But it seems that FTX is absorbing a lot at the moment. The question is for what? I'm not sure. I have my doubts that these guys are extremely bullish. Also here, that's really crazy. And well, I mean, yeah, I have mentioned that that was not a glitch of TradingView, but TradingView did announcement about that. Binance sent wrong data. The most interesting thing about that is many said, yeah, it was just wrong data. Some said it was a glitch, and then a Spanish follower he sent me a screenshot that it appeared in his app of Binance. And on Binance, you have the trading view, but the own Binance version of the chart, and it was appearing in the Binance version. So it seems that their own data warehouse were showing this data, this wrong data, and that's something not really professional, she said. Absolutely not. In an regulated framework, you would now make a report to SEC what happened there and why, and how to fix that, and how to prevent that in the future. Of course, you don't need to do that because we are not in a regulated market, unfortunately, not yet. So, but also here we see the open interest on Binance is rising. At the same time, well, at the moment we see just we need to wait. Oh, yeah, you see that here. That the open interest declined even more, indicating that more people are shorting at the moment. Right now we see that that Bitcoin is declining. It will retest again that area of 29.2. We need to see if that's going to hold. So 28.5 could be, of course. I'm still, yeah, I wouldn't say without orientation, but I'm really missing trading light, and it pissed me off that they just accept credit cards. Really, that's so the hell. But well, it is as it is, and we see that they are here managing everything. Go up, down, up, down, up, down, up, down, and that's what they are doing. So we need to see here what's going on. Let us take a look to the entities and what's happening there. Well, the market maker is reducing his balances, but nothing big. He's not bringing anything where I would say he's planning to make the next big, huge step. It's not happening. That what he did in the past, and we need to change the chart, unfortunately. But we see that here, if I change now, We can see, for example, here, you remember I said, oh, be careful, okay? Or we went up, I said, be very careful. And that's not the same. That's just step by step, send a little bit, some 1000 Bitcoin, 500 Bitcoin, whatever, but nothing big. It seems now Bitcoin is, yeah, well, I mean, we received 3000 Bitcoin and just in the last 2 hours, and to be honest, the volume was declining, so it's not really, yeah, what should I say? It's not really surprising me right now what's happening. So also very interesting that the market makers are not doing anything. And even if we check, for example, these guys here, it seems they are buying some Bitcoins. And if we check them here, well, it looks like very neutral. I mean, when I say it's wrong, I don't know if these guys are buying Bitcoin. At least they raised in balances. So we don't know if they bought and now they received some Bitcoins or what's going on there. Yeah, but that looks like it's. It seems it's not reducing more. And here, not really accumulating or something. The only guys are this year. They are buying and buying and buying and buying and buying more and more. Even these guys here, just buying, buying, buying. And in my opinion, if I'm not wrong and we will not go to 25 or 24 this time, in my opinion, we will, yeah, these guys later on, they will buy even more and more. And in my opinion, later on, when they will start to nuke very aggressively, they will start to sell in panic. And in my opinion, that's exactly what they want. If we check, for example, here, that's the fund flows of those three entities. Let me disable this. You see, the market maker is not doing anything, really, absolutely anything. Nothing big happening here. These guys a bit more, but you know they are raising their balances, so it doesn't look like they are selling at the moment. And these guys here are at least selling, but yeah, it seems these guys sent these bitcoins to the exchanges. Those almost 3000. Yeah, looks like. So yeah, that's it from here. Let me check if we have some more information. Yeah, why not? Here. So for example, I check if I can detect anything that could be useful, OTC or something, but here it looks like they bought a little bit more the dip, or maybe they sent more bitcoins to dump even more. Bitfinex right now indicating big fund flow. And here, very interesting, again, FTX, I don't know if that's coincidence, but many times when I see a rising fund flow, it's the way up or the top. And usually, if I see that, that's not necessarily bullish. So, but it doesn't match with the CBD. I really don't know what they are doing. And Bitfinex right now a really high fund flow. Not sure that happened here as well. That was the way up. If these guys were preparing to sell afterwards, it's not clear for me if Bitfinex is on the bullish or on the bearish side, to be honest. So, but that's it. Let us talk about my personal conclusion. Well, I mean, we can see what's happening. SPY, Bitcoin now surprising me a little bit because the volume is declining. Now it seems it's rising again. We received those 3000 Bitcoin, and with the declining volume, it makes sense that we have this dumped right now. Just a little bit surprising me because they had enough opportunities to make that with SPI and they didn't. Maybe they wanted to surprise us. I really don't know. But as you see, oh, you can't see that. SPY maintains. Actually, I thought that DXY will stop at 104 and then retrace because it's really also overbought. Um, Even I don't really care about that, but usually it shows you a little bit, so a little bit that the market is overheated and it needs to retrace next. However, what I see here is that, in my opinion, yeah, TXY will make such kind of move next, and maybe then Monday or something go up again. And of course, that will bring some stress to the markets again. Also, as you know, SPY right now it's flipping again, and it looks like it will go down. Yeah, we need to see. I mean, 28.5, even 28 could be possible. It was looking very strong here at 29.4. And as mentioned on Twitter, I can flip to bearish again, even if I take some risk of make a little loss. But if I see they are going to make its retest of 28.5, mm, then we will see, because that would be extremely. That's my critical zone, as you know, 28.5. And if I see they're going to 28.5, then I will sell the alts I have there and use that to add to my short. But I don't think it's going to happen. Not yet. I mean, we're going closer to 28.5 now, but I don't think that's going to happen today. Not today. We will see how Bitcoin will react this weekend. I mean, when I see short-term option traders expecting 33, 34, and so on and so forth, but at the same time, beginning of July, end of June, a lot of puts in mid and even lower 20s, it's always hard to interpret, and that's why I use different metrics to create a whole picture. In my opinion, we will go up. We still will go up. I will add more to my long and, of course, adjust my stop loss. I'm not going to risk liquidation and see what's going to happen this weekend. Because we know right now everything depends on DXY, SPY, and so on and so forth. I mean, if SPY starts to go up, and it will, I guess, it will end maybe its session going up again, or at least next week somewhere, then Bitcoin will follow. So we need to see what's going to happen this weekend. Maybe nothing. Or they're, yeah, they want really to generate fear now and want to push down. They will send more bitcoins. They don't need a lot because we know weekends it's always a lower volume and they could really bring some fear to the market to create such kind of spring and then go up again. We need to see. I hope it was useful for you. Big love from my side. We will see us tomorrow and the day after in Romans and in Mainstream. And yeah, so big love. See you soon. Be careful.